gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance, reminding you that when you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off at school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Midnight Madness.
I look at Midnight Madness for the novice as the gateway drug to the festival experience.
Midnight Madness, Midnight Madness, Midnight Madness, yeah.
Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it.
And now the Midnight Madness Show. Here's your host, the DJ Doctor.
Well, hello everybody. It's Mark, the DJ Doctor, coming to you again from downtown, beautiful downtown Manchester, Tennessee, where it's always, what, Brian? Sunny and 72 degrees, no matter what, every day of the year. So, I am Mark, your DJ Doctor. I am without my co-pilot today. Steve, the Colorado kid, must still be in transit from, guess what, kids? Colorado. And he's driving in what? A Chevy Colorado. What's the irony of that?
Wow.
Now, that's crazy.
That's ironic.
That is. We want to say hello to everybody out there. We want to say hello to Chris at heatfmradio.com out there in New York City. Chris, thank you for being part of our family. We also want to say hello to Alabama Jams, based out of just outside of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. You and all your group down there, we're happy to be a part of your family too. Listen to both stations. You can listen to heatfmradio.com or you can listen to alabamajams.com. They both got a wide variety of music going on, so check them out. If you're not listening to us, you need to listen to one of those two. So I need to say hey to family. I got Holly and Amelia up in Indianapolis. I believe they are at a trivia show, so they may not be watching tonight, but if you guys are, I love you. And then the Velvet one is listening tonight. I think she's with all her grandkids, so I'll say I love you and I love all the grandkids. So I think it's time to get to Brian, our IT guru genius. Brian, did I kill enough time for you?
You sure did.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Just doing fantastic. Everything, when things go smooth, I'm in a great mood, and as you know, when they don't, I'm not talking right.
I know last week was crazy for us because the monitor for my computer didn't work, and I didn't realize how much I used that monitor over here to see stuff was going on. And sometimes Brian will use it as a notepad for me. He'll pop up saying I can't hear the artist, or or adjust something on the board. It was a blank screen, so I kept looking at it. So I felt uncomfortable. We did nothing to it, and it turned on fine today. I just think it was. We did a little exorcism before the show. I think we cast the demons out of the computer. So everything's going good today. So we're just going to let her rock and roll. So and Brian, I have to tell everyone, bless his heart, Brian was working hard on the stations, both stations, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. And today, Brian and I were texting back and forth. I think most of yesterday and today, and phone calls yesterday and today. All we can tell you, people, we're going to be that carrot, that tease out there. A lot of stuff is going on here in 2021. A lot. Some really cool stuff is going to happen. You guys need to hang on. I was sending messages to Brian. He was sending them back. We both were almost overloaded today, weren't we, Brian?
Not too bad today. Yesterday was pretty stressful.
Yeah, today was crazy for me. Just texts, emails, just going like crazy today.
Yeah, it's your turn today.
Yeah, so had a busy day yesterday, too. So a lot of stuff's going on, folks, so stay tuned to both WFMCJams.com as well as Alabama Jams because it's going to affect both stations. So I think we did enough with the pre-house commercials, the pre-show commercials, so I think we're going to jump right into the artists. Now, I'm going to say because of this whole 2020 thing, I haven't seen this artist out in person, probably a year, maybe a little more. And I apologize with that, but just the way things were working with 2020.
Oh, there weren't many live shows. You weren't allowed to play anywhere,
and we weren't allowed to go anywhere. So
I was live from my living room.
yeah, a lot of them did that. So we're going to introduce to you today, and it's going to sound weird because we don't have people in here to clap today because we're empty house, but we have Miss Donna Frost is in the house with us today.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
We need to get some of that canned cheering or laughter.
Yeah.
Or I'll put a mic up next to me and let me clap, and you just like put it on, multiple effects, so it sounds like a whole crowd of people in here.
Right.
Or get a Beatles soundtrack, where all the people are screaming in the background.
Yeah, like Sgt. Pepper.
Frost, and they go crazy.
That'd be cool.
So, Donna, I think the last time we saw you were at the 212 Cafe.
Right, down on Elliston Place in Nashville. Yep. Historical Elliston Place, yeah. And
that was a great little...
That was a lovely place. And, I'm really sad to see some, as we were talking about before we got on, especially Douglas Corner. I miss that place so much because all of the last few months I've had all these Douglas Corner memories at different times, different years. Every time I had a CD release party, it was there. Every configuration. I had Skeeter Davis tribute shows, my rock band shows, my rockabilly shows. I had all kinds of, it was like, it was the go-to for everything, and it was gone. But I'm happy for the ones that survived, but then the ones like 212 and Douglas Corner and Bobby's and different places just couldn't make it. Yeah. And I miss Richard's. Now, he didn't close down because of the pandemic, because he sold out a year before the virus hit, luckily. But Richard's out in Whites Creek was one of the coolest places. He had original music every night. And Cajun food, and it was the coolest little place around, It was great, and I miss that.
Well, music is coming back strong, and again, Brian and I have worked hard in the last couple of days. It seemed like harder than we ever had with stuff coming up the rest of this summer.
Oh, yeah.
So live music is back. So we got to tell the people that's out there listening, I don't care where you're at in the world, check out live music. Get back out there and support the artists because they need it because of what they went through in 2020.
Right.
And the venues need it. So thank you, venues, for opening back up and supporting these artists. That's a big thing for all of us. So, Donna, let's go ahead and jump into a song real quick, and then we're going to kind of find out a little bit about Donna Frost.
All right, this one's called Bitter But Better. What a long, strange trip it's been since the day all the madness began. I'm glad that the plans I made disappeared like that, just like that. I was angry and I was sad about the good times I should have had. I knew I had to get back on track. Well, it could have been better, but I chose to be better. No, I won't let this old world drag me down to the ground. I found a blessing inside of a curse, and I remind myself it could be worse. I could have been better, but I chose to be better. Kept a positive attitude, but this has really been a test for me. To fill my heart with gratitude instead of drowning in misery. I made lemonade out of the lemons. I found a silver lining in this dark cloud. I made the best of this situation. No self-pity is allowed. Well, it could have been better, but I chose to be better. No, I won't let this old world drag me down to the ground. I found a blessing inside of a curse, and I remind myself it could be worse. I could have been better, but I chose to be better. The biggest lesson I have learned is live one day at a time. It's the greatest gift we're given. We're gonna make the most of mine. Well, it could have been better, but I chose to be better. No, I won't let this old world drag me down to the ground. I found a blessing inside of a curse, and I remind myself it could be worse. I could have been better, but I chose to be better. I could have been better, but I chose to be better. Well, I could have been better, but I chose to be better. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Right off your The Quarantine Sessions Volume 2.
That's right.
This is part 2 of this now?
There's a part 2. There was a part 1 that I did last summer when all this started.
Uh-huh.
And so, you know, because when the pandemic started,
right.
I was on tour in Chicago. I'd been in 5 states in February, you know, and then I was in Chicago in March. And I'd played a bunch of shows, and I was recording an album at the time, which I haven't finished yet because I didn't get back up there.
Yeah.
So that album was put on the back burner. All my dates canceled, so I started doing my Facebook Live show on Monday nights. I went live on every Monday for 62 weeks in a row, beginning March 23rd of last year. And so I wrote 5 songs to put out the Quarantine Sessions Volume 1. Then this thing kept going on. So I wrote more songs, and I had 9 more songs. So that's the Quarantine Sessions Volume 2, which you hold in your hands. It's my brand new one. It just came out a few days ago.
Yeah.
And we recorded both albums at Wayne Moss's Cinderella Sound in Nashville. It's the oldest independent recording studio. And, of course, Wayne Moss is a Nashville cat. He's in the Hall of Fame and just a true treasure, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And So we did those albums, and during that period, I lost my job, of course, but then as the album went along, my mother got COVID, and in December, and she passed away in January. So then there were songs that I'd written during her illness, and then after she's gone. So this is truly a journey through COVID with me. And the takeaway that we're getting from this is people are connecting to the lyrics because everybody has suffered some sort of loss during all this. Right. So these are songs of hope and uplifting even during the darkest times. These are songs to lift you up and give you hope. So
that's awesome. Now, give us how we can get this.
All right.
You got a Facebook page or a website,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. In fact, the new DonnaFrost.com is going to be unveiling very soon.
Good.
And we're on CD Baby is selling them. I'm on Spotify and all the different, you can digitally download or whatever. I'm on everything.
Yeah.
And CD Baby and all that. You can buy them there. But if you want to buy from me, come to my shows or I'll mail them to you. You can email me at donnafrost12strings@gmail.com, or you can PayPal me at PayPal.me/Frost998, and I've got a Venmo at Donna-Frost-7. So I'm able to do all that stuff, so you can definitely get one. I'll mail them to you, and I also have some cool posters with them as well.
I've got a song or an artist email or text me right now. Why don't you go ahead and jump into another song real quick?
All right, I will do that. This one's called The Here and Now, and this is also on my new CD, The Quarantine Sessions Volume 2. And instead of dwelling on the past and how good it used to be, we had to adjust to everything and make the best of it. And that's what this song is all about. So many changes happen, coming on too fast. Life as I knew it suddenly became the past. It's been a lot to process, there was no time to prepare. We all have our stories that someday we'll share. Plans for my future seem like years away. I can only concern myself with living day to day. I'm in the here and now, and I do the best I can. Sometimes I long for the good old days and try to understand. I'm in the here and now, and I don't dwell on that. Never hear me saying if, I always just say when. My spirit's staying up even when it's hard to do. I'm living in the here and now, strong enough to see it through. Watching the world around me consumed with fear and hate. I pray a change comes soon, and I hope it's not too late. The days that I feel this pain deep down in my soul, but here and now I realize God's in control. I'm in the here and now, and I don't dwell on them. You'll never hear me saying if, I always just say when. My spirit's staying up even when it's hard to do. I'm living in the here and now, strong enough to see it through. It's always darkest before the light. I keep pushing ahead, I'm not giving up the fight. I'm in the here and now, and I don't dwell on them. You never hear me saying if, I always just say when. My spirit's staying up even when it's hard to do. I'm living in the here and now, strong enough to see it through. strong enough to see it through. Oh, yeah, yeah. There we go.
Very nice.
Thank you. In the here and now. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let's kind of start from the beginning a little bit.
Sure.
Where do you hail from originally?
I was born in Franklin, Tennessee.
Oh, so you're a native girl then.
I'm a home girl. And in fact, back when I was a little girl, because I'm old, Franklin, the population in Franklin was 12,000 people. And there were the big highlight activity was cruising the square.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was nothing there. You see, we all went to Nashville for fun.
Yeah.
And when we had our bands, we had to go play in Nashville because there was nowhere to play in Franklin. Of course, it's totally changed now. But I went to Franklin, and I was born there. I lived there for the first half of my life, and then I've been up in Hendersonville since 1990.
So you went from one side of Nashville to the other then.
Went north, so I'm up in Hendersonville now. My whole family, we all left Franklin and went up to DeVille, you know, and we love Hendersonville. It's awesome. Love Franklin too, but Hendersonville is my neighborhood. Got to give a shout out to all my family and friends in Hendersonville.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Both towns very musical.
Yes.
I believe, I think there's a band, a friend of ours is playing in Franklin this coming weekend that we're going to try to see if we can get out there. But there's a Stonewood Bluff and Amphitheater is having an event that Brian and I will both be at for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the band playing Friday night is actually playing there on Sunday. So I think we'll wait and see them on Sunday. But a lot of great music up there in Franklin. Historically, what a beautiful town and great history there.
It sure is.
So, yeah, I haven't been to Franklin in about a year, but there's a lot of beautiful area up there. So
it really is.
What got you in music?
Well, you know, I came by it naturally because I came from a line. I couldn't escape it because on my mother and my father's side were musical. And, in fact, my grandparents on both sides were in gospel quartets, the Frost brothers and the Stevens Quartet. My mom and dad met at a church, at a gospel singing where their families were singing, and mom was singing with her sister and dad was singing with his brothers. So mom and dad met each other, fell in love, got married, and then 2 weeks before they formed a group with mom and her sister and dad and his brothers, and they were called the Frost Juniors, and they sang all around the area and up in Ohio and different places. And they were traveling up to the place where I was born. They were singing. 2 weeks after I was born, they put me in the car with them, and I started traveling with mom and dad.
Wow.
And I would, you know, get up on the stage when I was a little bitty kid and sing, you know, isn't she cute? And so my passion for music was always there. There was always music in our house. I started taking piano lessons when I was 9 years old, and I bought my piano with my own money because we couldn't afford a piano. It was an expense. Mom and Dad both worked jobs, but I mean, a piano was a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I bought an upright grand. Well, they had these comic books with on the back, it had these little ads where you could make money to sell things, sell Christmas cards. So I sold Christmas cards, and my folks helped me, and my Aunt Mary helped me, and different people. And I went to Kurt's Piano Company and bought a piano with my own money. But then the Beatles, you know, of course, I was a big Beatle fan from the go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw them on Ed Sullivan and said, that's what I want to do. I want to play guitar. I want to write songs. I want to be, you know.
I was a big Ringo Starr fan.
I'm going to marry Paul when I grow up. And but I didn't. But anyway, so guitar became my passion when I was 11. And I started playing guitar, and the piano went by the wayside. Then I started performing professionally on stage when I was 13. I started traveling when I was 17, and I have played music professionally now, as of this year, half a century, because I'm 63. So I've played professionally 50 years. Not even the pandemic could shut me down.
There you go.
I was recording and writing and releasing new music. I was performing online, and I did some socially distanced gigs, so I've never quit. You know, the only time that I was even down for the count at all was like 7 years ago. And I also play ukulele. I've been playing ukulele about 12 years. And, but about 7 years ago, I had an accident. I'd fallen in a parking lot.
Ooh.
I was working as a background actor on Nashville. I was with that show for 6 years, and I was walking to my car, and I fell and broke my arm, the big bone in my right arm, in 2 places. And my doctors told me I wasn't going to be able to play for 6 or 8 months.
Wow!
And I had to have a plate and 9 screws put in my arm. Well, I found out it was easy to play ukulele, even stitched up and in a sling.
Yeah.
So I reinvented myself and did a whole ukulele act while I was recovering, and recorded ukulele music that I'd written and went out and played. And I was back on the road 6 weeks after my surgery. So it takes a lot to get me down. I've never been down for the count. So knock wood.
I remember when I saw you at 212 Club, I thought you were playing the ukulele back then.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I do both. I usually will do ukulele and guitar, but I just brought the 12 tonight.
Yeah, and it's an interesting choice. You got a 12-string.
I love them.
You don't see a lot of people playing the 12-string anymore.
No, but I do, and I've got a couple of them. I love them, and back when I was in high school, that was one of the first acoustic guitars I had, was a 12-string, and then one of my friends, Michael Teach, had given me a beautiful 12-string, and then my brother, Tony, gave me this beautiful Ovation 12-string for my birthday 2 years ago. So this is like, I love this guitar. And on the album, since it was called Quarantine Sessions, I took a page from Johnny Cash's The American Sessions. I just me and my guitar. It's like, well, if this is a quarantine, I'm not supposed to be in a studio with a bunch of people cutting tracks. It's just going to be me and my guitar. Yeah. So that's what these 2 albums, Quarantine Sessions 1 and 2, are just me and my guitar, nothing else. It's the only albums I've ever done that way. I've always had fully produced CDs all through the years, the different albums I've put out, and they've all been completely different. None of my albums have ever been exactly alike. So these 2 are special.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got 9 tracks on here.
Yes.
Did these all come like the floodgate? Did they one after another, or did it take you time to get them all? Or
they all came. In fact, when I wrote 20 songs in the past year, and then I usually write at least one a month. That was always my little challenge to myself. But then, with everything that was going on, these songs were just flowing. And in fact, I still have an album to finish in Chicago when I'm done. And then Jack Howell, I'm writing another album right now with my friend, my dear friend Jack Howell, who lives in California. 20 years ago, we wrote and recorded my album Feels Like Home, which did very well for me. And so Jack and I have been writing together again on the 20th anniversary, and I'm going to California to record an album with him in September. So I'm writing like, I've got songs coming out from everywhere. It's just crazy. But when you get them, you just have to write them down.
You got to write them down and go with it. A lot of people don't have that gift. They struggle. They got to force themselves to make a tune happen. So you're just letting the water flow.
I'm letting it flow. I just open my mind and open my heart, and sometimes it's the chord progression that comes to me first, or other times it's the words that come to me first. And I don't sit down. I don't do writing appointments at the ASCAP or BMI. I did that for years, and I don't do that anymore. I just write by myself, except when I'm writing with Jack, and we're writing on Facebook and texting and all, but it's working. But writing by myself, it's just like I don't wake up, we're going to write a song today. I wake up, I get the notebook out, and if an idea hits me, boom. And they come. I have ideas all the time.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It's a good gift to have, isn't it?
I'm very, very grateful for it. I don't take it for granted, because I know it could all be taken away from me tomorrow. When I broke my arm, I learned that. It was like, those 6 weeks were the longest 6 weeks of my life. And with the pandemic, at least I found ways to carry on. And then when I lost my mom, it was just so hard, and it's still hard.
Yeah.
But the music and doing the Monday night live shows and all the different things she would have wanted me to keep doing, and I've been carrying on with her spirit, and it's kept me going, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm running with this as long as as the good Lord allows me to. So
That's good.
Yeah.
We got a few people popping on here that are saying hi. Brian's giving me a list up here.
Oh, cool.
Ironically, the one has the same last name, Andy Frost.
That's my brother, Andy. Hi, Andy.
So where's Andy listening to you from?
Hendersonville.
He's out of Hendersonville. Okay.
Yeah, he sure is.
And then the next one, I'm going to absolutely butcher the name, but Bob Vogelli?
Oh, and Bob Vogelli in Florida. Yeah, hi, Bob.
See, this international internet thing works pretty good, doesn't it?
He's down in near Tampa, Clearwater, St. Petersburg.
Beautiful area down there. Beautiful area.
And we have a Skeeter Davis connection.
That's cool.
Yeah, yes, we do. Hi, Bob.
And then another one on there is John DeFazio.
John DeFazio is my #1 fan. He's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
So, see, you got him from Tennessee to Florida to you said Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh, PA.
Oh, and Jim Thorne?
Jim Thorne is up in, he's in Maryland.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're all listening to you. They're all checking that out. So I want to thank all you guys for supporting Donna. This is a tough business. All this fan support. It's very nice to have, isn't it?
I have the most wonderful people to support me, I tell you, because when this show started, when I started my weekly show 62 weeks ago, and of course, all of us were doing these online shows. Nobody could go out. People were donating. I felt the generosity from so many people that donated to me over these past 62 weeks, bought my merchandise, bought my CDs, bought my artwork, because I paint china, too. That's my sideline. I'm a china painter. I paint porcelain pieces and sell those, too, and when I have time. And so the outpouring of love, and then during Mom's illness and passing, I was just enveloped by love, and to this day, I have the most wonderful, I'm going to start crying. I have the most wonderful people that support me out there all over the country. And there are people that I have met all along the way from my travels. Some that I don't know, but I just met on Facebook, but I hope to meet them soon. So it's just been, I am truly a blessed person, and because I have just a wonderful group of people that support me, and I thank you all. I really do.
And I don't know if they realize how thankful musicians are to get that pat on the back or go get them, Donna.
It means
great
so
job.
much. It means so much for people to take the time to watch your live streams. I mean, these folks were on every Monday night. I'm sure they had other things they could have been doing, but they at 7:00, there they were. They showed up for me, and on Wednesdays we're over at now I do a live show on Wednesdays. And my nephews come with me, and sometimes my niece just started coming over too, for the Humane Society of Sumner County. We do a little live show. We'll be there tomorrow at lunchtime, and we do it every week now. The Humane Society asked us to do it for them because they're getting good response. And I play some songs, and then we introduce you to the dogs that are up for adoption, and that could go anywhere, especially with the puppies, because they're running everywhere. And you never know what's going to happen on that show. But,
that sounds cool.
But for people to do that or to buy your music, to when somebody invests money that's why I love house concerts. And I do a lot of those because but those people that come are coming to see you.
Right.
Specifically to hear you play. They pay their money to see you. They pay cover. They buy your CDs. They don't talk. They're listening. That's one thing that you get spoiled on when you get back out in places where it's the bar scene and everybody's da-da-da-da-da-da, and then it's kind of hard to get your point across. So I'm very appreciative when people are listening to what we're doing, because we're up there putting our hearts out up there on stage. All of us are. So we appreciate the people that listen.
Well, I think Jim Thorne wants to listen to a song. I'm guessing this is a song of yours. Toll Booth Elvis?
Oh, good. Oh, yes.
Toll Booth Elvis.
All right. Okay. This is a good story. I said, of all the songs that I've written over 300 songs, and this is the one I'm going to be remembered for the most. And if I may set this up, I was in Chicago a few years ago, and I was driving home from a show, and I was staying with some friends out in Schaumburg. So about 4:00 in the morning, I'm driving through the toll booth, and there was this dude working, and he had big black hair and sunglasses, and gold chains, and he looked like Elvis if Elvis were still alive.
Right.
And he said, "Thank you very much," when I gave him my 80 cents. So I went back. I called my mother. I'm like, "You're not going to believe this. There's this guy in a toll booth. He looks like Elvis." I went back the next night. He was there again.
Oh, wow.
So I wrote this song, and I recorded it on my Girls Like Us album. And I started getting a lot of airplay. And my friend Michael Teach with Chicago Acoustic Underground, one of my best friends in the world, he tracked Elvis in the toll booth down. His real name is Vince Fizzafarato. And Vince came to see us play in Chicago at the Copernicus Theater, big show. And he came to some shows after that. But the story doesn't end there, and he and I have been friends for years. I got an email from WGN in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Several years ago, and they go, we like that song about Elvis in the toll booth. We would like for you to come be on our morning show with Toll Booth Elvis. And I'm like, well, that'd be great, but there's one problem. I live in Nashville, and I'm not coming to Chicago till fall. And they're like, well, we kind of wanted to do something soon.
Yeah.
So I made sure I made my schedule happen, and we were on WGN's morning show. And he and I wore our Elvis on tour, the red jackets that were from the last Elvis tour.
Right.
We wore those because he and I both had those jackets. We're like, let's wear our Elvis on tour jackets. That'll just make it even cooler. And they said they ran the piece again. They said it was one of the top-rated stories in Chicago on WGN. So this song about Elvis in the toll booth, written by a little old lady from Hendersonville. And it's on my Girls Like Us album. And it's still popular because Jim Thorne just requested it.
Jim wants to hear it.
Well, here you go. Riding down the highway, spending another crazy day. It's getting late and I'm ready to crash. Need to get home fast. Pulled up to a toll booth looking for some spare change to see a familiar sight. Looks like the king. Think I had too much to drink. I saw Elvis in a toll booth on I-90. I guess Chicago is his graceland now. He's alive and well. And I'm here to tell I saw Elvis in a toll booth on I-90. Thought it was a dream and I couldn't wait to find out, so I went back the next night. I saw him there, gold chains in his big black hair. He smiled when I drove up and said, "Thank you very much," as I gave him my 80 cents. Drove on through, yet strange but true. I saw Elvis in a toll booth on I-90. I guess Chicago is his graceland now. He's alive and well. And I'm here to tell I saw Elvis in a toll booth on I-90. I'll play it for the king. Here we go. I saw Elvis in a toll booth on I-90. I guess Chicago is his graceland now. He's alive and well. And I'm here to tell I saw Elvis in a toll booth on I-90. Yeah, I did. Was a big hunk of burning love, y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, of course, Jim says thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. I love you. Hope to see you soon.
And then John says, "Hi, Donna, sounds fantastic."
Thank you,
and
John.
then there was another one on there, Brian. We had another one on there somewhere. It just popped off.
Somewhere They're up there.
But thank you guys for jumping on there and supporting her. All those that haven't gotten on to say anything, we thank you too for listening.
Absolutely.
Jenny Johnson just popped on, so
Hi,
Jenny says hello.
Hey, Jenny. How are you, my dear? Glad to see you.
Jenny did a great show for us last week.
Right.
And then you said another good friend of yours from the show, Johnny Collier.
Johnny Collier, yeah.
Who was here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. We're all just coming and taking.
It's all just coming.
We're invading.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that friendship in the music business too. So
it really is. You know,
Jim Shores says, "Go Greyhound."
Oh, hi, Jim Shores. Jim Shores down Alabama. What's up, Jim?
So go Greyhound.
Go Greyhound.
I'm not quite sure what that means, but
I'm not either. But
we're going to say it. Go Greyhound.
Go
Thanks,
Greyhound.
Jim. He might be saying just get on a bus and go down to Alabama and play.
Yeah,
I don't know. And so, what's next for you? You got the 2 albums that came out, and the one I'm holding in my hand just recently came out, hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
What's next for you?
Well, of course, I'm getting back out and traveling now. I started going back. I've been playing around Nashville and surrounding areas in recent months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made my first road trip up to Cincinnati back in May. I was in Louisville earlier this month. I've got more trips to Ohio. I'm going to the D.C. area. I'm going down to Florida. I'm going to be going out to California all this year. Next year, I've got things already scheduling up. I'm going to, get out on the road some. I'm not going to go out as often as I did before the virus. I was going out 250 dates, and I was driving all over everywhere myself, and I went thousands and thousands of miles. Well, I'm not going to be going quite as often. I'm going to be going out a lot, but not as often or as long. But and there's also some other things I'm doing. I do a lot of outreach programs. We're drafting up a press release right now. I'm really looking to do, this album is going to help people, and I'm wanting to get involved and help people that are going through whatever COVID, you're going through depression or loss or losing a loved one or whatever. I want to speak and sing to people about that. I also do a lot of outreach programs with the senior communities. When I'm home, I'm with a wonderful organization called Music for Seniors. And see, we weren't able to go visit them either.
Right.
They were isolated from us, so we bring live music to senior communities, and a lot of the people that I play for are memory care. So that when you play those songs that they know,
right,
and you make that connection with them, and so I'm back. We're busy again now because they've opened everything back up. We've all gotten vaccinated, and everybody's. I've been visiting lots of senior communities in the area, and I also do work with a room in the inn, which helps the homeless. So I want to do more things with my outreach, and of course, then I'm going to California to record this album with Jag in September, and we're going to get that one out. And gosh, who knows? I've got a book I've been writing for 7 years. I'm trying to figure out how to end it. And one of these days I will. I'm just going to see where life takes me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of music left in me, and I just want to go share my story, share my songs, just try to make a life better and make people happy in some way, in my own small way, whatever I can do to help others, and make people smile for a while.
That's good.
That's, because there's too much misery in this world.
Now, did we touch on your website? Did we say?
Oh, we're retooling it, but I've got Hannah Frank has been redesigning my website, and it's awesome. I've been getting to sneak previews. It really is wonderful. Okay. But it'll be DonnaFrost.com. It's going to be up and running soon. I'll have it all over Facebook when we do.
Good.
But I do have the Facebook page. I do have a Reverb Nation page, ReverbNation.com/DonnaFrostMusic. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm everywhere. If you can't find me, you are not looking.
You're not looking.
You are not looking hard enough.
And you got your schedule and all the events and stuff there.
Yeah, there's stuff going on every month, here, there, and everywhere. Some Nashville gigs, some gigs around Hendersonville and Nashville and Ashland City, and in the next few weeks. And then I'll be back up in Ohio and Indiana and Chicago. Be in Chicago. I'm going back to Chicago in October.
In October. Ooh, you're taking a chance of the cold weather.
Oh, it'll be all right. I like it up there.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff going on. I'm just going to be, like I say, go with the flow and go where the music takes me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we go ahead and kick into another tune then? We'll let the music flow and take you to another song.
This is going to be on the album I haven't finished yet.
Oh, okay.
This is called That's Why I'm Here. It's a blues song. I just felt like I needed to play it.
Okay.
There have been some dark roads I've traveled down, feeling lost and lonely, trouble all around, hopeless and helpless, dazed and confused, determined to not repeat the mistakes of my youth. The way became clear, I've nothing to fear. That's why I'm here. Sometimes I wonder how I made it so long. What doesn't kill you only makes you strong. I've been knocked down, but never knocked out. I stepped out in faith. I have no room for doubt. I don't dwell on those times that caused me great pain. I suffered my share of loss. Nothing ever stays the same. The way became clear, I've nothing to fear. That's why I'm here. Go play now. Sometimes I wonder how I made it so long. But what doesn't kill you only makes you strong. I've been knocked down, oh, but never knocked out. I stepped out in faith. I have no room for doubt. There's a reason I'm still standing here today. Gonna share my story, help someone along the way. Now I know sweet victory. This journey I've been on is nearly complete. The way became clear, I've nothing to fear. That's why I'm here. The way became clear, I've nothing to fear. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Some blues tunes for us. And that's nice since you're going to go back to Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, some bluesy stuff up there. I haven't played Chicago in about 100 years, so.
Oh, I love it there. I've been playing there for about 20 21 years now.
Really?
It's my second hometown. I got a lot of dear friends, and I love playing up there, and I miss it. All my Chicago friends so much. I miss all my friends out on the road that I haven't seen. And as we go along, I'm gradually getting to see people again.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so wonderful. It was like the other night I played a event at the Film House for the Nashville Women in Film and Television.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see several of my friends I haven't seen in well over a year in person. You know, we've stayed connected. You know, it's just because everybody's been isolated. So it's so wonderful to see people again.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and be around everybody, you know.
That's good. Yeah. Well, this show goes by fast. It's like, you know, you don't realize how quick 55 minutes goes through. So we have time probably for one more song.
All right.
So pick one you really want to leave an imprint on. And
oh, well, I'm going to do that for sure. And I thank you for having me.
No, we're so glad you've been part of it. Well, we've known you for a long time, but to finally get you on the show is nice.
Got me here. All right. But anyway, this is from, this up again.
There you are.
The Quarantine Sessions, Volume 2. Have you got yours yet? Why not?
There you go.
Get it now.
Sell it now. Operators are standing. Bye.
And we'll ship them to you. When my mother left us, you know, our family, it made our bond stronger, even stronger because, you know, we're all taking care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother, her favorite saying was always, you got to press on another day, you know. So that's become the Frost family credo. And I've done a music video, my music video, I've got it up on my page and also on YouTube.
Okay.
It's a cool black and white video that Price Harrison, my dear friend Price Harrison, filmed. And I've had a lot of wonderful feedback for it. And but this is what my mother always said, you got to press on another day. I've overcome many obstacles, they made me very strong. But lately I can't escape the sadness, I feel I don't belong. It's hard for me to smile, when my heart is filled with pain, and I wonder if I'll ever be my old self once again. I remember hearing my mama say, you gotta press on another day. You gotta press on another day. Nothing's ever perfect, things don't always go your way. You make the best of a situation, whether it's good or bad. Remember all those blessings in life you had. You gotta press on another day. Well, this mountain is the highest I've ever tried to climb. I'm struggling with my emotions, I need some peace of mind. I'm trying to move forward and face the days ahead. And even though I am hopeful, I still live with fear and dread. I remember hearing Mama say, you gotta press on another day. Yeah, you gotta press on another day. Nothing's ever perfect, things don't always go your way. You make the best of a situation, whether it's good or bad. Remember all those blessings in life you had. You gotta press on another day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait for Mama. I remember the hard times we had before, how we always made it through. When faith and hope and a lot of love and always staying true. We never compromised our beliefs. They made us who we are. The lessons I've learned, they've carried me this far. I can still hear my precious mama say, you gotta press on another day. Yes, you gotta press on another day. Nothing's ever perfect. Things don't always go your way. Make the best of a situation, whether it's good or bad. Remember all those blessings and life you had. You gotta press on another day. You gotta press on another day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta press on another day. Like my mama used to say, press on another day. Thank you.
Very, very nice. We want to thank you, Donna, for being part of the family and coming back, to our show here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you so much.
Well, we want to thank all the people that were responding, all the people that did respond, and a bunch of people that did not respond. It's okay. They were out there supporting. They were watching.
Right.
Any support we can get, man, we'll take it.
Absolutely.
I appreciate everyone that was involved. So, Donna, we're going to let you head out. We've got to say goodbye to Alabama Jams down there in Florence, and we got to say goodbye to HeatFMRadio.com out there in New York. You do our spectacular and sharing our music and our artists with your folks, and we appreciate that. And what a wonderful job that our producer Brian always does each and every week. Thank you, Brian. You do such a masterful job. This show wouldn't run without Brian, and we appreciate that. Stay tuned to what's going on our Facebook page and our website, because a lot of stuff's going on. We want to thank Mary Carton. I can't leave without saying this. Thank you, Mary. Mary is a great friend of ours down there in Florence, Muscle Shoals, Sheffield, Tuscumbia, all that's like one big city. We want to thank her. She's from down there. She's been taking pictures for quite a while down there, a lot of musicians that she supports, and she is helping us out by supporting her photos with our side of musicians down there in the Muscle Shoals area. So thank you, Mary, for all that you've done, and she's going to be shooting the 4th of July show there in Russellville, as well as coming up the Saddle for, I believe it's for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. She's going to be shooting for Saddle Up. So thank you, Mary, for being part of our family down there, too. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you, Donna. I am Mark, your DJ Doctor. Until the next Midnight Madness show, you all take care and make sure you buy Donna's CD, okay? We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.